AITA for breaking up with my ex after she told me to move out but still be together. My ex 30F and I 30M had been together for 1 year. We started dating at October. Things went very well for both of us, and she got excited and asked me at March if I would like to move in her house with her in September, around 11 months being together. I was surprised and got a little bit scared, so I told her that maybe it is a hurried decision, and plus in a time span of 6 months, we could not predict how things would be for us. She didn't took it that well and felt sad for the time. She also said to me that she was okay, even if I wanted to move in with her the next day, and because she knew I wouldn't agree, she proposed for September. 2 months after May we went to a friend's of my ex birthday. The boyfriend of the girl that had birthday told me that my ex had said that we were thinking to live together. This got me by surprise because we hadn't took a decision and I hadn't answered positively yet. But she already told her friends that we will move in together. At the time being, I was renting an apartment with a good friend to split the bills. At around the start of June, and because my ex would start her vacations in mid of July till the start of September, I asked her to move in with some of my clothes to see how it will go for us both and if we were ready for this step. If we were not ready, I would keep the house that I rented with my friend, so I have a backup plan. She got mad and replied that I was condemning our relationship because I was thinking negatively. I told her that the house is hers, and if we got to a point that I will need to move out, she will have where to live, but on the other hand, I will have to find out a new house. She responded that I am selfish and I think only my side. I also told her that if I move in with her and she asks me to move out, I would not be turning back and it will mean the end of our relationship. On our summer vacations, I announced her that I want to move in with her. September came. I moved in. From the very first week, living together was difficult. She had no brothers and sisters, so it was very new for her to live with another person, so she was very pushy. She couldn't handle that I was around all the time. Every time I made chores, she went around and point every wrong detail I maybe missed. I have an electric piano that I like to play with a headset so I don't make noise. And she couldn't handle the pressing of the keys because I tap them very hard, so she asked me to move it in another room. In general, she didn't like me to be around at times. She blew out of frustration. I started to feel like I'm a burden in there. A lot of times she told me that I was very selfish and didn't care about the house. All the time we split the chores in half. I did my best to offer at home, but her reaction was like I was just there. She got to a point that said that it would be better if I was missing a lot of the time from the house, so she can some privacy with herself. On October, the things seemed to be a little bit better. She seemed to manage her feelings of me being around and I felt better in the place. All that until we got COVID. We had to stay at home all day and work from home. She couldn't handle me being around all the day. She had got used to that I was coming home every day at 9 a.m. plus because of work and gym. One day she wanted me to help her with a document she was writing with her laptop. The problem was that the power supply transformer of her laptop was misplaced, and a light tap could remove the current. And as I went to help her, my feet just pushed the transformer without me seeing it, and caused her laptop to shut off because she had no battery. When this happened, she told me that if I didn't live there, it could be avoided. This made me sad and mad, and we argued a lot. She eventually apologized. One day after, she went to get the groceries, although I went almost all the times. But this day I was sick from COVID and stayed inside. When she got back with the groceries, she told me that whenever I go, I buy only stuff that I want, and this is because I'm selfish, and I don't care about anyone else. I always bought anything that the house needed and always asked her if she would like to bring anything else for her. When she calmed down, we had a talk, and she said that I'm not the problem, but she has never been with another person before, and she can't handle it that I am in her house. A week later and we are COVID-free. She told me that she doesn't feel comfortable with me being at her house and she wanted me to move out, but still being together as we were before. I reminded her that if I leave, I would not turn back and that would end our relationship because we are at an age that I don't think anything will change for any of us. So if we can't coexist now, we won't be able to coexist in the future too. I asked her if we could try for another month, and she told me that we could, but she wasn't feeling that anything would change, and I did not need to worry for finding a house to live, because I could live at my mother's. I explained to her that this was not an option. I told her that I will leave, but I will try to think if I want to be with her. The last day I packed my stuff. She asked me if I was sure that I was leaving, and also if we could meet the next day as if nothing had happened. I was straight and said no, and told her that she hasn't understand what is going on with our relationship, and that we are breaking up. 1 week passed and she texted me why I hadn't messaged her and that she misses me. I explained to her that this was the end for me. A week later she asked me to meet in person and begged me to go back to the house and try again. At the same time I managed to find a house to rent and I had paid for the deposit. I told her that I cannot go back and I want to move on with my life. 2 days later she asked me again to meet to talk about something else, then trying to convince me to be with her again. I accepted to see her and she started begging me to be with her. I told her I already moved into a new house and she asked me to move in with me. She responded that I hurried out of the house and very quickly found another one and I acted selfish. She continued that it also seemed like my attitude at home was like I was trying to take advantage of living free and not paying rent and settling in the house. She had broken down in tears and told me that I never gave her a chance to tell me what the problem was. She told me that I left her and it was my choice to leave the house and go to live somewhere else without thinking of her and what she went through. She told me that she deserves another chance and that she won't be like she was. Never again. I told her that she is immature and just wanted our relationship the way it was before without understanding that I have feelings too and I can't go back and forth when she feels comfortable. AITA for being harsh with her and not giving her another chance.